Hey, how's it going? This video is about the Joying, Joying, uh, radio for the Civic Type R. Um, sorry. I recently got it for Christmas, and it was the Joying 10-inch, not the one that looks stock, but the big one. Uh, Recently got it for Christmas, and unfortunately, I just recently returned it. Um, Now I don't know if my unit was a bad one, uh, a defect or not. I I had talked to technical support about certain things and tried them, couldn't. Anyway, so the gist of it is I installed Lane Watch on my Type R. Now on the stock head unit, it works completely fine. I actually went through the painstaking trouble of finding the connector that actually goes in the back of the radio, which some companies are trying to sell to you for $100, which is retarded. It's a piece of plastic. Found a guy on eBay who sells all sorts of connectors. Found it through him for $6. Um, I redid the wiring. I used to have just the little things that slide over the pins. I used to have those individually plugged in. Now I've got them plugged into the back of an actual plug and secure it into the radio like it would be if it was stock. So it still works perfectly fine. Like I said, when I had my stock radio in, it worked completely fine. And when I got the joying, um, I plugged it in exactly how it was supposed to be plugged in on the joying. And oddly enough, it would not work. To a point. It wouldn't work if you used the stock switch, which is the little arm thing that comes out of the driver's column. When you turn your direction lights on, it would not work. When you press the button on the end, it would not work. Now, this is the weird part. If I went on the Joying radio and went to AV, it worked. Had the lines, the three or four lines on it and everything. Worked perfectly fine as if it was the old stock radio. But it would not work with my stock switch. It would not come on when I use my signal, so what would be the point, you know? So that was one thing, and we went through a whole bunch of stuff. He said you had to turn the reverse camera on and make sure the thing is set to where the driver's seat is on the left and all this. Did all that, still didn't work. That was the first thing. Second thing, on the back of the unit for the audio plugs, the RCA plugs on the back of the unit that you plug in, there's only two of them because for some reason with premium sound, you don't have four plugs, you only have two, and for some reason, when you have the premium audio sound, you can't adjust front or rear. It's either always on or you just get front. There is no switching between the two. The reason I'm saying all this is for anyone that thinks about getting this unit, this is what you need to look forward to as far as balancing. But also on the back, where I plug my RCAs in, I realized there was also a short in it was either the red or the yellow, or either the red or the white. I can't remember. But one of the RCA plugs on the back of the unit, the actual plug itself built on the unit had a short. You could wiggle it back and forth and hear it cut in and out, in and out. Like I said, maybe mine was defective. I don't know. But for me, I don't know if that would have been the game changer because I could make it in a way where it wouldn't short. Like maybe tape the wires up to a certain angle to where it would never short out over bumps. But when you're paying $500 for a unit, you expect it all to work correctly. So that was another issue. The game changer for me, or the kill switch, was the fact that I couldn't get my lane watch to work. I want my lane watch. I like lane watch. I use my lane watch all the freaking time because of the big, huge blind spot in these Type Rs. I do have a concave or convex mirror, a bigger mirror, but I still like having my lane watch. I don't know why Honda phased it out. They said, oh, it's a distraction, but to me, it's not a distraction. It actually helps me, and it's saved me 4 times so far from going into someone. So it was those two, plus for some reason my unit didn't come with the background pictures. You're supposed to be getting background pictures like Honda, Toyota, Nissan, blah, 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 blah. Mine didn't come with any. None. Even though that was not a kill switch, because I could put my own background on it. Big deal. As far as I know, or as far as I can remember, I really should have made this video when I had it right after I installed it, but I didn't. As far as I remember, that's the only things that were wrong. Oh, the other thing. On Join, they tell you that it can hook up to data on like Verizon and T-Mobile or whatever, that you have to get this certain SIM card. And some people say, oh, you can get the prepaid ones. No, you cannot. Not in the United States. I went to T-Mobile and they asked me for the IME or IEM or IMEI or whatever number from the radio, and I got it, and they said it is not compatible with any service within the United States. The SIM card is one of the older ones. It's a little bit bigger, but not one of the big SD looking ones. It's midway. I don't know where I put it, but it's not the SIM cards we have today. It was the SIM cards we had maybe 5 years ago. So the 4G, it only works if you use your cell phone, like I'm using my cell phone for this video. It only works if you use your cell phone as a hotspot and you can connect the radio to it. That was not a kill switch for me, considering I wouldn't mind using my cell phone as a hotspot. I could just leave my hotspot on at all times. Or program it to where my hotspot turns on whenever it detects the radio. But like I said, the lane watch for me was just a killer, and when I found out I had a short circuit in the back for the RCAs, that just did it for me. I was like, nah, I'm done. Because God only knows what else is going to go wrong. So I sent that back yesterday. Hopefully we'll be getting our money back. Because I'm not too sure. I've always been very weary about buying anything Chinese. It's like the rip-off rack out there. But for some reason, America will not make good aftermarket radios for the Type R that retain all the functions of the Type R, all the menus and all that. I don't know why. If China can do it, why can't we? If China can make a tablet, why can't we? And we can make it better. But we haven't. I don't know why, and it's very frustrating because the radio in the Civic Type R 2017 and up suck. I did the research. The chip, the actual chip inside the radio is from, I remember it saying 2005. My cell phone has more power than the radio in the car that I paid 40 grand for. Had Honda said, hey, if you don't mind forking out an extra $1,000 or $700 or $500, we can get you a better radio, I'd have been like, go for it. I mean, what's another $100 or $1,000? Big fucking deal. For a $40,000 car, I don't mind paying the extra for a better radio. So that's why our radios suck, because they're putting programs on the radio that are rated for a much more upgraded chipset. Trust me, I know all about this computer stuff. I've built computers and all that, and the chipset in these radios are horrid. I don't understand why Honda did that. Cut cost. You're not cutting much cost with a radio. I mean, come on, really. But anyway, that was my experience with the Joying radio. The 10, I think it's 10.1 or 10.0 inch. Looks like a tablet, and the face can come off. Which is why the other reason why I wanted it was because if I go to New York, I take the face off, put it in my book bag. No reason to want to break into a car that doesn't have a stereo. I mean, come on. So, currently I am going to try another radio, like DeSanta, I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a D, like DeSata or DeSoto or something like that, which looks like the stock one, if we get the money back for this one. If that one doesn't work, which I kind of hope it doesn't, I might try Joying one more time to see if it was just a bunk unit that I got. If I end up doing that, even with the DeSata or the Joying, I will make a updated video for those and let you all know how it went. I don't know when this is going to happen, considering we're kind of short on money right now, and the $500 from this radio would actually help us quite a bit right now. So, but whenever that does happen, I will let you all know. I'm back to my stock radio, which sucks, but it's better than nothing. Seems a lot of the stuff on the Type R is better off stock than it is aftermarket, which kind of sucks. And the only thing you can really get that replaces stock is the upgraded stock turbos and downpipes and stuff like that. But anything as far as electronics, very hard to get reliable stuff for this car. So that is my experience with the Joying radio. Other than that, the radio was great. It was fast. Google Maps worked. My Hondata worked. Even though I don't really have it going, I do have a Bluetooth thing that plugs into the data port that did work with the head unit. Worked great. Loved it. Was able to reset any codes from the radio. Netflix worked. Amazon Music, Amazon Prime. I mean, it was great. I loved it, and that's why I'm trying to go to another one. And if that doesn't work, try this one again. I'm hoping I just got a bunk unit. I don't know. The unfortunate part is it takes forever and a day to get this radio because it's coming from China. Has to pass, not inspection, whatever they call it when it comes to the port. But yeah, it takes forever to get these radios, which means I'm probably going to be a while until I get a radio that I'm content with, or I end up sticking with the stock. Ugh. Anyway, so that's that. I will update y'all whenever I find out more about whatever radio I go with, and if I go back to the Joying or DeSata or whatever it's called. So, that's my review. Alright, later guys. Oh, and I hope that helped anyone out there with the decision on whether or not to get a Joying radio. Alright, later.